Hello, and welcome to the LaWanda Morris Show. I'm your host, LaWanda Morris, CEO of Blackaudacitymagazine, and today we'll be discussing highlights from the vice presidential debate. The 2025 Met Gala theme has been announced, and so much more news and hot topics that you may have missed. So pour yourself a drink, grab a snack, and let's get into it. In political news, did you see the vice presidential debate with Governor Tim Walz and Senator J.D. Vance on October 1st that streamed live on CBS? While we have all had experiences, and we were all expecting a fight during the presidential debate when VP Harris, or after VP Harris pretty much murdered Trump with her words, during the presidential debate, we had ended up getting what was kind of a bromance instead with Walz and Vance, when we really expected Walz to just take it to Vance the way Harris took it to Trump. With Vance lying as usual and not wanting to be fact-checked, and Walz being genuine and authentic. On full display was the fact that Republicans are perhaps realizing that their loud, angry, fear-mongering political style that helped Trump win the presidency, and as I like to say, steal the presidency in 2016, is not going to fly this year with Trump against a brilliant and powerful Black woman in Kamala Harris. So a surprising change of tactic we saw come from Vance to the vice presidential debate, with an unusual cordial approach between he and Walz. Now, Vance was still lying, of course, but being very cordial, which was just shocking and a little weird, which he was ultimately exposed as a wolf in sheep's clothing during this debate. And one example of that is this was apparent when his microphone had to be muted after he was fact-checked by one of the moderators during the presidential debate, because he continued to spew blatant lies and blame VP Harris and immigrants for any and everything that he could possibly think of that was going wrong in America. So take a look. I'll pause here so you can see a small clip.
For our viewers, Springfield, Ohio does have a large number of Haitian migrants who have legal status, temporary protected status.
Well, Margaret, but
thank you, Senator. We have so much to get to.
Margaret, I think it's important because
we're going to turn out of the economy. Thank you,
Margaret. The rules were that you guys weren't going to fact check, and since you're fact checking me, I think it's important to say what's actually going on. So there's an application called the CBP One app, where you can go on as an illegal migrant, apply for asylum or apply for parole, and be granted legal status at the wave of a Kamala Harris open border wand.
While a survey conducted nationally by CBS after the debate reported that viewers were almost perfectly split on who they thought won the debate, I think we can agree that this moment right here is when Vance officially lost the debate. Another truly telling moment in the debate for Vance was when Tim Walz looked at him in the eye and asked him a simple question: did Donald Trump win the 2020 election? Check out this video.
This was a threat to our democracy in a way that we had not seen. And it manifested itself because of Donald Trump's inability to say. He is still saying he didn't lose the election. I would just ask that. Did he lose the 2020 election?
Tim, I'm focused on the future. Did Kamala Harris censor Americans from speaking their mind in the wake of the 2020 COVID situation?
That is a damning non-answer.
Has she?
You see that, folks? A simple yes or no answer is all he needed to say. Why could he not answer this simple question? He refused to answer the question because despite all of his talk about working with Democrats and being cordial and finding solutions to better the country as a whole, he, like Donald Trump, believes in all-out fear mongering and right-wing conspiracy theories, and they both agree with the January 6th insurrectionists, and admitting something like that on live television would affect his position in Trump's campaign if he admitted that, yes, Trump did in fact lose the 2020 election, which he did. And it would lose him followers with the MAGA base, the cult, as I like to call him. He would be booted out of the party by this cult if he were to ever admit the truth which is quite simply that Donald Trump lost the 2020 election. Now, both VP candidates came into the debate with two different agendas, apparently. Tim Walz came to clarify the vision he and VP Harris have for when they are elected as the future president and vice president of the United States of America. A bipartisan border policy previously thrown out by Trump, an opportunity economy built on helping small business owners and the middle class, the restoration of abortion rights so that women can once again have control over their own bodies. Their agenda also includes taking true action on climate change in our country and the world, and helping new homeowners with a $25,000 down payment assistance program and a $6,000 child care credit to help with first-time parents, as well as other tax breaks for families and so much more. Take a listen.
Forward plan that Kamala Harris put out there is talking about this housing issue. The one thing is there's 3 million new houses proposed under this plan with down payment assistance on the front end to get you in a house. A house is much more than just an asset to be traded somewhere. It's foundational to where you're at. And then making sure that the things you buy every day, whether they be prescription drugs or other things, that there's fairness in that. Look, the $35 insulin is a good thing, but it costs $5 to make insulin. They were charging $800 before this law went into effect. As far as the housing goes, I've seen it in Minnesota. 12% more houses in Minneapolis, prices went down on rent 4%. It's working. And then making sure tax cuts go to the middle class. $6,000 child tax credit, we have one in Minnesota, reduces childhood poverty by 1/3. We save money in the long run, and we do the right thing for families.
Okay. Let's not pretend that J.D. Vance came to the debate to clean up the disaster that was the presidential debate. He tried, but no one can clean that up. He tried to salvage any dignity that the Republican Party thinks that it has left. But now as Trump's cognitive abilities continue to decline and becomes a glaring red flag to most voters, which his decline seems to become even more apparent since the presidential debate, at least now people are finally paying attention. I saw it a long time ago, but Vance was trying desperately to convince the public that the Republican Party is not made up of weirdos and fanatics.
Donald Trump. We are a nation that just recently heard that Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat. We have to keep our country great, but it's not, I mean, for some reason, it's just not great anymore. Hyde. A rhino named Mitt Romney.
Vance even attempted to create doubt about whether VP Harris would do everything she is promising once she becomes president. Check out this next video.
Agree with, but the most important thing here is Kamala Harris is not running as a newcomer to politics. She is the sitting vice president. If she wants to enact all of these policies to make housing more affordable, I invite her to use the office that the American people already gave her, not sit around and campaign and do nothing while Americans find the American dream of homeownership completely unaffordable.
Anyone who has taken a civics class knows that the vice president serves at the pleasure of the president. Truthfully, the position doesn't have a lot of power, you all. It is the president's administration and agenda that the vice president executes and pushes forth. This current administration is Biden's and not Harris's, and the next administration will be Kamala's. Then you can blame everything on her. Until then, someone should tell Vance if he thinks he would be able to do all of these things that he falsely claims Harris should have done since she's been VP, and see what he says. I want someone to literally ask that question. If he thinks he would have been able to get all the things done that he claims Harris has done or hadn't done if he were vice president, I want to hear him answer that question. All of this makes us ask a very important question, doesn't it? It makes us ask, does J.D. Vance know what the position is that he's applying for? Does he know what VPs do? I'm not so sure that he does. Let us know what you think down in the comments section after seeing all these clips that we show from the presidential debate. Now, this debate, while not the slam dunk that the Democratic Party had hoped for after the amazing performance VP Harris had against Donald Trump. It wasn't that, we all know. It still helped to show the American people who the right team to elect this November is in order to push our country into the future in the right way. Okay, now that the debates are over, what comes next for the presidential candidates, you might be asking? Well, VP Harris is busy making history, raising over $1 billion for her campaign since taking over the top of the ticket. She's recently been endorsed by Vogue magazine and connecting. She's also connecting with everyday citizens of America by doing unscripted guest appearances on podcasts, such as Call Her Daddy with Alexandria Cooper, and her upcoming appearance on Fox News. Yep, that's the same Fox News. She's going to be interviewed by Brett Baer over there. And Trump, on the other hand, is holding events at Coachella and leaving thousands of people stranded for 5 miles, leaving people stranded 5 miles away from their vehicles in California, in the California desert, because he was too cheap to pay for enough buses to get them back to their cars. He paid for the buses to get them from their cars to the venue, but then left them stranded when it was time to leave the venue after he got his photo out, when it was time for them to leave the venue to get back to their cars. He hilariously named the event Trumpchella this past weekend, which was just like in 2020, if you all remember, when he stranded hundreds of people in freezing conditions in Omaha, Nebraska. Remember that? No? Did they learn anything back then? Of course not. And of course, his diehard supporters are once again instead of blaming him and his negligence they're blaming it on a Democratic conspiracy theory. Like they blamed the weather on the Biden administration as well, in terms of Hurricane Helene and Milton, which is also ridiculous. It becomes more and more obvious every single day that Trump, could not care less about the American people. So vote accordingly. As always, I'll end this segment with this. Make sure that you are registered to vote and in good standing by visiting vote.gov today, and then make a plan to vote and then vote. Vote and take 10 friends, family with you, because what America needs right now, truly needs, is a calm and steady, hopeful leader, not concepts of a leader. Finally, in political news, according to CNN, Black state lawmakers in Michigan have called on the state's attorney general and a county prosecutor to investigate Tom Barrett, a Republican candidate for the U.S. House, over a newspaper advertisement in a Black-owned newspaper that listed the wrong date for the election. The complaint from the Michigan Legislative Black Caucus alleges that the Barrett campaign potentially violated state law with the printing of an ad in the Michigan Bulletin, the Black-owned publication serving Lansing, Michigan, that tells voters to vote on November 6th, when Election Day is on November 5th. I think they all know that. Barrett blames the wrong date on an editing error. Ingham County Prosecutor John DeWayne confirmed to CNN that his office had received the complaint and had referred it to the Michigan Bureau of Elections. So stick a pin in that case. We'll see and follow along and keep you updated on what happens. In breaking news, today we have some truly shocking reports of 2 teachers and teacher aides from Spring, Texas's North Gate Crossing Elementary School being put under administrative leave while Spring SID Police Department investigates reports of these teachers drugging their students with quote-unquote sleepy stickers during the school day. Now, parents always know when something is wrong. Multiple parents have been noticing strange behaviors from their elementary school age children after starting this school year, and the case was finally broken open when 4-year-old Lane Laviano managed to sneak one of the stickers out of the classroom to show her mom, saying that the sticker makes her fall asleep. Multiple other children from the same classes have confirmed they were also given these so-called sleepy stickers. The child's mother, Lisa, immediately concerned by this shocking statement by her child, began to research and discovered that these so-called sleepy stickers are Sleep Z patches, which are adult melatonin patches available at CVS and Amazon with many unrecognizable ingredients. Now, the school has released a statement with their school policies on administering medications to students and says there is an active investigation, but no legal actions have been taken as of yet. Now, this is every parent's worst nightmare, and we hope that every family affected gets the justice that they deserve. We all have a duty to take care of these babies and to keep them all safe. Next, the search for the talented and beloved Broadway dancer, 28-year-old Zelig Williams, who was last seen in Columbia, South Carolina on October 3rd, wearing a white t-shirt, black shorts, and brown sandals, and could be missing his life-saving medications. His car was found abandoned in a parking lot along with his belongings. Williams is a gifted dancer seen in Broadway musicals such as Hamilton, The Man, the Music, the Show, and MJ the Musical, bringing joy and light to hundreds of people, including his close family and friends, including Hugh Jackman, all of which are working with Richland County Sheriff's Department to bring him home safely. If you have any information on his whereabouts, if you've seen him, we have included a link for the Richland County Sheriff's Department hotline, as well as other resources below this video, including resources for those who are still in need following Hurricanes Helene and Milton. Now, before we get ready to wrap and to let you all go for the evening, I wanted to end with a bit of good hot topics for you. Now, for years, the Met Gala has been seen as, or has had a reputation for being a symbol of rich white privilege, right? And celebrity, but they are officially addressing this controversy with the announcement of their newest theme called Superfine Tailoring Black Style. Now, specifically, they want to focus on the history of Black dandyism, which can be defined as one of the earliest forms of self-expression in the Black community and the world, let's be real, ranging from the 18th century to the modern day fashion in cities such as London, New York, and Paris. The thing was inspired by the 2009 book by Monica L. Miller called Slaves to Fashion, Black Dandyism and the Styling of Black Diasporic Identity, in an effort to display the connections between clothing, power, and the formation of Black identities. Now, the event will be made possible by Louis Vuitton and will be held at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, or the Met, in New York City as usual. The expedition of the show will be housed in the Idris and B. Gerald Cantor Exhibition Hall from May 10th to October the 26th, 2025. I don't know about you all, but I'm beyond excited. I am such a fan and such a student of fashion and fashion history and all things beauty that I cannot wait. So stay tuned. We'll let you know all the deets on how this one goes. Well, that's all for now. I hope you have enjoyed today's premiere of the LaWanda Morris Show. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, and turn on those notifications so that you can see more Black Audacity Magazine content, YouTube content show up in your feed. I'm LaWanda Morris, CEO of Black Audacity Magazine, and we are unapologetically, unambiguously Black Audacity. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you back here next week. Please stick around for a brief word from our sponsors. Thank you so much to our sponsor, Black Skin Beauty. Black Skin Beauty is that black don't crack kind of beauty, y'all, that we all want, and now that we all can have with Black Skin Beauty's new youthful regimen. Black Skin Beauty can help you get your skin all the way together. Black Skin Beauty offers a revolutionary 3-step youthful skin regimen to help your skin look and feel younger than ever before. Check out their website at www.blackskinbeauty.com. That's BLKSKNBEAUTY.com to enter for a chance to win free products and to get 10% off. Black Skin Beauty, that black don't crack kind of beauty. Check them out on Instagram today at Black Skin Beauty.